grateful for the opportunity to be here and to share some information with you about our Opencourseware project today at Utah State University. And also, I don't know that anyone has thanked the translators that are working today. They have a thankless job, I think, and I'm grateful for their efforts for us. First, very quickly, I imagine most of you have no idea where Utah State University is or what it is. But here's some information. Founded in 1888, 23,000 students, and located in Logan, Utah, which on a map of the United States, here's Utah, and here's Logan, right on the border of Idaho. So now you know a little bit about where our university is. This is a quote from our president, Stan Albrecht. You see at the bottom the underlined portion here. As we enter the 21st century, the services like Opencourseware will enable land-grant institutions to more fully accomplish their missions. And just as Mary was saying earlier, we feel that the Opencourseware is something that comes very naturally to our university in terms of fulfilling its mission. On this slide, I've listed some of the 10 points of our university's mission and underlined the points that are relevant to Opencourseware project. Enhancing the reputation of the university, strengthening recruitment and retention, building a socially and intellectually vibrant campus community, infusing energy into graduate programs, creating new partnerships, and also communicating what the university does and the successes that it has to the rest of the world. So it does tie in very integrally to what Utah State is trying to accomplish as a university. In terms of the strategy for the project and the goals, we have chosen to focus, like many of the other universities have, on specialty content areas, the areas where we have particular strengths at Utah State. And of those where we have particular strengths, to focus on the ones that might have the greatest impact in the developing world or in rural areas. So our pilot phase, which ran through September of last year, we produced 10 courses. The first phase, which we're in the middle of right now, we're focusing mainly on agriculture courses and on irrigation engineering, moving water from one place to another. And there will be 40 courses in total by the end of this year. And in the next phase, we'll be focusing on our instructional technology program, our educational technology program, the master's program in particular, and be putting the entire program into our Opencourseware. The goal here being then, as Mary was talking about capacity building, to do very much the same thing, to take these materials about how to design effective instruction and to be able to take them into different areas and build that kind of capacity so that people aren't just downloading Opencourseware, but they can start to edit, adapt, create their own effective, high-quality materials and share those back. And then who knows what phase 3 will hold for us. Current status is that we have 24 courses in the collection. There will be 40 by December, as I said. Most of the courses are in HTML, but there is some PDF. There's also some video, some audio, some image slides, and some interactive assessments. And since our official launch in September of 2005, we've been seeing an increasing number of visits, approximately 15,000 last month in March. In terms of challenges and features, unique features of our project, I think one challenge is that our entire Opencourseware team is 3.5 FTE. So there's one full-time project director who's actually here. Marion, will you stand up, please? Marion Jensen in the back is the project director for our Opencourseware project. And he's the only full-time person that we have. It's him and 5 other students who work half-time. And this team does all the faculty recruiting, works on clearing all the IP, does all the content production. And then, as was said earlier today, of course, another challenge for us is finding long-term funding for the project. Some features we think that are unique about our project are that our cost per course is currently just under $5,000, which, of course, we have a very small team, so it has to be very low cost. But in addition to course materials from courses that are offered on campus, some of the courses in our Opencourseware actually began life as fully online courses. and those have come into the Opencourseware as completely online courses. As Pedro was saying about their CMS, we have another CMS that we've developed called EduCommons, and our Opencourseware was the first to deploy on that platform. We've done something in our Opencourseware project to try to provide highlights of each of the faculty that choose to participate, so that in each course you'll see a link that says about the faculty member, and you can go and read and learn some about them. Our collaboration with the Instructional Technology Department at Utah State, which is my department, a program that offers master's and doctoral degrees in instructional technology, has also been very fruitful. We've had student teams in instructional design courses work on building courses for our Opencourseware project, so that they get experience working on real projects that are going to go live into the public, and they're able to learn in that context, and we get free work out of them. So that's a very nice relationship we have. And also integration with social software that I'll describe in just a minute. So that's the end of the first presentation, but I've been asked also to say a few more words about our EduCommons project, which I will quickly turn over and do. And Pedro really has said a lot of this for me already. What is EduCommons? It's an Opencourseware management system. It's a content management system that's been specialized specifically for Opencourseware projects. It's free and open source, licensed under the GPL, just like the CMS for OCW. And this is the technology stack for the geeks and nerds in the room who care about these kinds of things. It's Python on bottom, Zope, Plone, and then EduCommons is built on top. Open source from top to bottom. EduCommons 2.0 will be released later this month. Release Candidate 3 just came out earlier today from the engineering team back in the United States. And this is a major refactoring of EduCommons that has provided a lot of new features. And I'll just quickly touch on some of these. First and foremost in the system really is about the workflow and roles and pushing content through the process of being produced, of being quality assured, check to make sure that everything is actually ready to go, checking for copyright clearance, and then finally moving out into publication. There's some visualizations that I'll show in a moment. Copyright clearance is tracked on a per object basis, and the skinning, or in other words, the visual design of the site can all be changed through a web interface. In terms of metadata, we support the IEEE Learning Object Metadata, which is an extension of Dublin Core. This new version also supports RSS and IMS content package import and export, and can be distributed across several servers to scale to meet larger demands. And then the last feature slide here, I promise. The system meets the accessibility standards set by W3C and also by US Section 508. You can actually do WYSIWYG editing directly in the browser now without downloading the content and having to open it in something like Dreamweaver. There's a search engine built in, and there are also templates that are available to make it quicker for you to get started. And a fine example of this to see when we go back to the demo session is Kyoto University's Opencourseware, which in the demo booth is running on EduCommons now. You could also come and see Utah State's Opencourseware as well. So here are just a few quick screenshots of the IMS content package import and export. And I'm going to fight the temptation to go really quickly because I know the translators are trying to keep up. Here are, and actually what this is in these screenshots I've imported a course from MIT Opencourseware, the organic chemistry course. So here are some of the materials from that course, and at the right, at the top hand corner, you can see a visualization of how many of these objects, of these learning objects, are still in process of being developed, how many are waiting to be quality assured, how many are ready to be released, and things like this. This screen says, warning, you're about to release material, but you haven't explicitly said that you've cleared the copyright for these, so it does try to catch you and provide some prompts of this kind. And here's what the finished course might look like still from within the authoring interface. Now, I said that it can be skinned, or that the visual design can be changed through a form. So in this form, you could upload new images, new banners, change colors on pages, and get a look like this, which is Utah State's Opencourseware project. Just a few pictures of that. And then to say a few words about where the project is going in the future, we'll be integrating with several different tools, and some of these you may know and some of these you may not. But the last two I won't have anything to show. My OCW is a new social tool for helping people find each other and ask and answer questions of each other that we're working together with MIT and other members of the consortium on. And then we'll also have a cross Opencourseware search that will be available from here. But I want to talk just very quickly, and then I will finish about three features in particular. The first is integration with Delicious. And if you've ever used Delicious, you will know that it's a bookmark service that you can use on the internet, so that instead of storing your bookmarks on your computer, you store them out on the network, and then you can access them from anywhere you go. So here is here's a button that you can click that will take you over to the Delicious service, and you'll see at the top that the URL to the course has been brought in and the title has been brought in, and then you can add some notes or some tags and save this and have it show up in this way. So this is basically a list of bookmarks, but this is a very popular service. It's used by tens of thousands of people that all share bookmarks in a very interesting way, but I won't lecture about that. The second is a new Semantic Web Tool that we are working on. You can see here on the left is two nodes and a relation expressed in between them. So first, you can see hopefully the title Kyoto-U Opencourseware in the blue circle. That title and that URL have been pulled automatically out of the browser, and then as you click and go to another site, the green circle will update until you come to the second site that you want to express a relationship between the first and the second. And then you can type into this red box. So in this case, Kyoto-U Opencourseware is in an OCW consortium with the Opencourseware at Johns Hopkins, for example. So, and here you can see a preview of what this would look like. And then these relationships are all available from a web page, and I've circled one example here that BuddySpace is a tool developed by the Knowledge Media Institute, which Andy may talk about when he stands up. But that all of these relations are available both as RSS and as RDF, so that semantic web type of agents could consume this RDF data and then start to do interesting things. So for example, you might use this interface to go through an Opencourseware and say, this course is prerequisite to this one, and this is prerequisite to this one, and express all that information as RDF in a machine-readable and machine-understandable format. And then finally, the last one is one that we've been working on to make it easier for people to take materials in an Opencourseware and adapt them so that they can use them themselves, that we call Send to Wiki. And it works very much like Delicious does. You click on this link, and then I'm taken over to another page that has the URL has come over. I can put in my name, I can put in some keyword tags, and then the content is pulled into a wiki right away for me, and so it's there, and I can begin to edit it here. And this is publicly available for other people to come in and collaboratively edit and adapt the content. Thank you again.